What would you do in an off-grid situation, an emergency situation where you have no power, no internet, no nothing, and you have very little knowledge? Let me tell you, today we're joining in my prepping library challenge hosted by Bushcraft Family. Thank you, Bushcraft Family, for hosting this. I'm also including in this video or this episode, I had two polls in my community tab that ended on Friday at noon Central Standard Time, and I will give you the results at the end of this video. So y'all stick around for the results. I'm outside enjoying the peace and quiet of our homestead. Thank you to Gail at Gail Southern Living and Tina at Life in the Piedmont for tagging me for this great challenge. Bushcraft Family has asked us to share 3 to 5 books, but I have more than that because I'm an overachiever. Let's be honest. I actually pulled 3 more books, but I decided I was going to leave them out this time around. And maybe I'll start a playlist about my library. So we're going to get started with this. They ask for 3 to 5 books, and they ask you to tag 3 to 5 channels. So before we get into the video, I'm going to go ahead and tag these channels because I think they will join in. The Needy Homesteader, Smallholder Homestead, Dave Collier Camping, Steph's Little Farm, Musgrave Family Farm. So I've got all of that taken care of. I'm going to put my little piece of paper away, and we're going to get into the books, and I've got to grab one from behind me. Because my go-to book for prepping on life in general is the Bible. So I have my Bible in here. There it is. And I read this daily. I try to read it daily, and I try to read it faithfully. So make time every day for this, whether the grid is up or down. It will change your life. Because I am all about being frugal on our homestead, I picked up some books. I've actually got a couple of them. This one is 365 Days to Live Cheap, or 365 Ways to Live Cheap. And so this gives you a lot of good information. And if they are available online, I will tag them. This next book is called Zero Waste Home, and it teaches you all kinds of information in here. It's got great recipes in here, by the way. I'm trying to get to the page where it talks about that little triangle there. It says refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, rot. So those are the things that we're going to do on our homestead, or we're trying to do on our homestead already. We don't have a lot of things to rot because we have chickens, and they produce manure, which is a free source from our chickens. I also recommend canning books and a dehydrator book. This is the Ultimate Dehydrator Cookbook. It has over 398 recipes in it, and y'all, you can preserve your own food to last for years and years and years. And it's got beautiful pictures in there as well. So that is one of my go-to prepping books. I'm going to save those for last, I think, or close to it. Then you want some good gardening books. This one is Regenerating Farms and Gardens. And I actually have 2 of these books. So I may contact Bushcraft Family and donate this as a prize when they do a prize, if they're doing that. Or I might do it in a giveaway later on. But I have 2 of these books, and it's really a treasure trove of information. It's actually how I learned how to do my compost bins, and a lot about the soil and everything. So this is a really, really good book if it's still available. And then you want to have doctoring books, veterinary books if you have animals and livestock, but you also want to have home remedies. And so this is just one of many books I have in my library. It's the Doctor's Home Remedies, and it gives you simple solutions for being well. Now, not everything in here is organic, so I just want to let you know that off the top, but it does give you a lot of great information and topical and herbal remedies and dietary guidelines and so forth. So it's a good book to have, and it is made in the USA. Okay. I recently got these off of Amazon. This one is Plain Survival. Now, the author of this book is Jennifer Wheeler, and she wrote in her cover that she wanted to give you tools for just about every situation. And these are Amish wisdom, tested routines, and real life off-grid living. She says you don't need fancy tools. You just need a little know-how, patience, and peace. And so each chapter is broke down into things that you would need. So this would be an emergency manual for any number of situations. So you can go through the book, and it's real simple written book, just straight to the point, no fancy wording and all that. It just gives you a lot of great information, and you can pick and choose what topic you want to go to in this. It's a little thin book. I'm actually reading this one right now when I come out to my outdoor kitchen. This is Amish Off-Grid Survival Guide. 90 Days to Simple Living with Old World Wisdom, Off-Grid Projects, and Self-Reliant Skills. This book is written by Daniel Miller. And I do know that these are on Amazon. And so it is giving you a lot of great information in here. And I am taking a highlighter to this as I go along. It says draw 4 columns and on a blank sheet of paper and title them what I already have, what I need to learn, what I'm ready to let go of, what I'm still unsure about. And so I have highlighted, you can see I'm highlighting in that book, things that I think is important for me to remember. One of the things he says in here is the Amish chose to live their life the way they do deliberately. And they have passed this down from generation to generation. So it's great information for us. We can always glean things from the Amish, and we can glean from each other. This last book is the Have More Plan. Now, Homestead Tessie turned me on to this book. It is being republished because the original is out of date. They no longer published it. And it was actually published in 1973. So it's got a lot of information about living on a little land and having a lot of living. And so they cover all kinds of topics in here. They laid out their plot of land, and most of their buildings and everything are around the edges of their property because that makes use of more space on your property. A lot of great information in here, and I would suggest if you can get your hand on it to do it. They actually designed their own house, etc. They designed what they were going to eat. They give you ideas about gardening on a small lot of land. And it is just really a good little book. And I got this one on Amazon. I think I have time to bring in those other 3 books, so we're going to do that real quick. I like having green solutions because I have lupus and I have autoimmune diseases and diabetes. And so we're trying to think healthy on the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch and do as many organic and natural things as we possibly can. So having books that are all about cleaning and pest control and giving you green solutions is really something that I think is important today, because we are so inundated with synthetics and artificial this and artificial that. And getting back to the basics of everyday life, cleaning solutions, and pest control the natural way. So that is a great book to have in your prepper pantry, and I actually picked that up at a thrift store. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to link all of these books in the description box below, because we do interactive videos, so you want to read those descriptions if you want more information. And you also want to check out my community tab, because a lot of times I'll put information out there that may not make it into a video. This is a Reader's Digest book, and it's how to do just about anything. A money-saving A to Z guide with over 1,200 practical problems. I can't talk today. And it just gives you all kinds of information in here. And I picked that up at a thrift store, y'all. So this might be on Thrift Books, but we'll see where we can find them at. And I've shown this last book to you before, but this is just a A1 rated book. Other than it doesn't have, well, it does have, I think it was the index it didn't have. Yeah, it doesn't have an index, but it does have a, where you could find information at. But I don't think it broke it down into subtitles like diabetes and different things. But anyway, this is the Amish Home Remedies book. There's 40 books in one, plus 3 bonuses included. And this was written by Emma Stone. There's over 1,000 remedies in this book. So this is, a part of my apothecary to have this, and so that I know how to make teas and salves and tinctures and all those great things that we on the homestead try to do. So those are the books that I wanted to share with you today. Just remember that, first of all, God is in control no matter what happens in the world, and we can trust Him to get us through. And if the power grid goes down, or we lose the internet and our telephone services go down and we have no contact with anybody, having a community around you that you can barter with is another tool that you can add to your prepping list. As promised, we had 2 polls this week, and one of the polls in our community tab was about food. And we had 17 votes. 12% voted for GMO foods. What are you thinking? And the winner, of course, is 100% organic foods with 88% of the vote. And now for the big reveal for our outdoor off-grid kitchen naming. I'm so excited to have all of you put in your input on this, because ultimately this kind of belongs to all of us. But the name of our outdoor kitchen, there were 36 votes total. Ora Cattern, my paternal grandmother, got 31% of the vote. My maternal great-grandmother, Tennessee Elmina, got 69% of the vote. And so that will be the name of the off-grid kitchen. And I thank everyone for voting and participating in those interactive community tab posts. There are no losers. My grandmother, Ora Cattern, will have her name placed on another area of our property, either the greenhouse or the garden. I'm not sure, because she gardened. She was an avid gardener, even though she was blind. So we're going to include her in the naming. Be blessed and a blessing. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, be a channel friend, hit those bells and whistles, because I have great content coming out Mondays and Fridays in full-length videos. I have a Wednesday podcast. I do a once a month, third Monday live stream. And y'all, we have a lot of information going out right now. So y'all make sure you check it out. And go check out some of the playlists at the end of this.